Oh, good.
Play into a packed house.
We're not having breakfast.
What's that?
Hey, Sam, how are you?
Basically, it's like,
That's what we know. That's what we see.
Yeah, that makes
I
you
don't know, I
think.
didn't find, take out road rages, take out feasts. Well, they wanted a description.
All right, let's do it. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by sending notice on December 23rd, 2011 to the Record and the Ridgewood News by positioning on the bulletin board in the lobby of the Borough Hall and filing a notice that the same with the municipal clerk. I'd like to remind the public there are 3 exits in the room. Roll call?
Councilman Murphy?
Here.
Councilman Porch?
Here.
Councilman Corso? Councilman Mignone?
Here.
Councilman Bartoloni?
Here.
Councilman Cavaleo? And Mayor Mascarotola.
Okay. Borough administrative topics would be estimated tax
We're going to
So
bills.
we have one close.
Oh, you gotta go close first? So is this calling for close? I'd like to go into closed session.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Stay moved. All right, so why don't we bring it back to the borough administrative topics, the estimated tax bill? Alan?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Council President. This is not something new. We've done this over the last several years. We provide the mayor and council with the information on how this is done from the Division of Local Government Services. Basically, I'm required to set a range for the estimated tax bills, either 95% of the prior year's levy or 105%, and you have the option of picking either the low, the high, or something in between. I've done a calculation where I'm recommending a levy that's a little bit closer towards the 105% number, $44,420,788.32, and it contains all of the levies that have been decided upon. So our levy, the school levies are in there. The only thing that is really an estimate is the county levy, which I increased 2% for the 2% levy cap, and recalculated the county open space based on the new equalized value. So that's how I got to the $44 million number. So that's what I'm recommending. That's what would go out. Once the county strikes their own amount to be raised for the borough, that difference will end up in the fourth quarter. But at least we'll be able to get tax bills out there, we'll get cash coming in, and we certainly need the liquidity and the cash flow.
So you're recommending, which one was it again?
It's on the calculation. It says $44,420,788.32.
All right, any questions?
What was the percentage again?
Well, there's a range between 95 and 105%. This is a little bit closer to the 105% figure of last year's number.
And did they come back to us last year with a question on owing more? Was that or we were pretty close?
Last year's rate was very close to what we actually had predicted. And it was within a penny.
Any questions?
No.
It'll be a draft resolution that would be on June 4th to authorize this.
All right, do you need a motion right now for anything?
Yeah, motion just to consider the resolution that would be on and the amount recommended.
Want to make it?
I'll move to go along with our borough administrator and finance officer's recommendation to go to 105, roughly 105% of last year's tax, total tax.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. For discussion is special events resolution. Can we do that now? All right. And that was,
We circulated a version, Mr. Council President, that had Bobby's input on it. We sent a copy to Sam. don't know if he's had the opportunity to
Yeah, I looked at it.
look at it.
I had no problems with those revisions. I think the only other thing is you have issues with reference to certain events that she doesn't want to be part of the special events committee, so that's,
She's already like pulled them out,
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, other than that, I mean, the language and her own responsibility as far as the committee is fine.
Al, do you have any,
Yeah, just with regard to the two of the events, the Memorial Day and Veterans Day Parade, Bobby's recommended and the Recreation Committee has recommended that be removed, and I've also been approached by the veterans groups in town, and they do, they do these two events, and they want to continue doing those two. So there may come a point in time where, the town may take those over, but that point in time is not now. So that's why those two would be removed at this point. I don't know, a feast is, just going back to the beginning, I think everyone knows what a feast is. It's a festival, carnival type. So I have no problem with Bobby acting in an advisory capacity only. However, I would not recommend making a change that there be a council liaison with a chair appointed from the volunteer committee members. As I stated last week, right now and in the past, it has been two members of the council acting as co-chairs, and I would like that to continue. I don't see any reason for that not to continue. And I think because of the scale of the projects and what's involved, I think you really do need two council people to be on top of it.
so you want to take out that line with the, having a particular council liaison, that's it then?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I would remove that. I believe keeping, and that's what exists right now. You have two council
Mhm.
members acting as co-chairs of the 4th of July committee. So I would keep it the way it is.
What was the turkey trot again? What was that again?
What is it?
What is it again? I forget you told us.
It's basically, it's a race.
For the race?
Yeah, it's a race.
5K kind of race before
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
that would be in Memorial Park. It's not a road, it's not on the road. It would be in Memorial Park.
But these are all suggestions. I mean, this one here which says St. Peter's, are they definitely going to do it? Or it was kind of up in the air who was going to do it? Or it was just a suggestion to even do it?
Well, it was a suggestion, I think, to do it. I mean, I have no problem in taking it out at this point.
Can we just put in a vague statement of anything else that can come up?
Well, that's why it's the ordinance or the resolution would say including but not limited to. So if there's events that want to be added on later, they can be.
And what would be the process if somebody wants a new event, and who has jurisdiction over it, so to speak? Whether it goes to this committee, or if Rec's going to say, no, that's something we should be handling.
If who was that?
If Rec decides something they should be handling, how is there... is there a
Conflict resolution?
It seems like they have a specific idea as to what this committee should and should not do.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, suppose somebody wanted to do something, and who decides who gets jurisdiction, I guess? That's
I would be
my question.
very shocked if the Rec Commission took on any more events than they currently take on.
Which she stated that anyway, she doesn't want
Yeah, I don't think they would take on anything else.
But will they have veto power over future events, saying that this
No.
committee should not be handling such an event?
I think we
No,
should probably
absolutely not.
amend
No,
it
they
at some
don't.
point.
I mean, their input is certainly valued, but it's not controlling.
It's just a way to get more people to participate in a bigger, larger capacity. Some of these events have 2 people that help out, some have 4. I mean, maybe as a bigger group, we can, get more things done.
Yeah, but didn't we change that by turning this into a, not really taking the rec out of it, but the special events committee, didn't we want to change that to bring more people into?
Well, right now, there's the 4th of July committee, which does not have set people appointed to it. You certainly have some individuals who consistently come to the meetings, more or less, because their organizations are heavily involved with it. particularly the food and the beer. Beyond that, there's really no one else other than myself and Councilwoman Murphy and Bobby who go to the meetings. So this would be to bring more people in, and if you really want to do these other, more events, you're just gonna need more people to come anyway. Because right now it is, like River Edge Day is largely Bobby, and even 4th of July is, a lot of Bobby. So, and Welcome Back in September, which just was created because we couldn't get the band in the park twice last summer because of rain, and it came in September. So now it's kind of going to be an actual event.
Oh, is that good?
Yeah.
That's happening now?
Yeah, we're gonna have the band July 3rd and September. Hopefully we can have her back. So it was well received last year, so it was a nice turn.
Paul?
Yeah. You're leaving feasts in. Are you recommending taking out road races, or?
No, I would still leave it in because it's a type of activity. Whether I haven't spoken to anyone from St. Peter's or Cornerstone, the Cornerstone groups, in a while, in terms of, their views on the turkey trot. I did tell them I thought that it may be something that the borough does. If, for our purposes right now, I still think it's a worthwhile event, and if they're not going to take it up, that, the Special Events Committee can, but that's still, something that can just happen after the resolution's passed anyway. So there's no reason, you could take it out now and Special Events could still handle it later on, after that's clear.
So we're taking, I'm sorry, so you're taking it out or not?
That would be my recommendation at this point, is just to take it out for now, but with a commitment that, it be explored between now and November. So, at the first meeting, I think, of the Special Events Committee, that would be discussed. And then the dedicated funds, I wouldn't have it in a recreation dedicated account. I would have it in I wouldn't have it in rec, the monies.
Well, you don't have too many options here. You can ask for a new trust account to be set up for special events, but it's usually for donations that are made to an event. That's what the dedicated trust accounts are for, where people donate for a particular purpose. You're not sure what you're going to receive. The Recreation Commission dedicated account is specifically for programs that are run by them, where they generate income from their programs and use it, for those programs. So, if it doesn't go into the Recreation Commission dedicated trust account, we would have to ask the state for permission to set up a new trust account for these monies.
Is the 4th of July account that currently exists with rec?
Yes, it is. Yeah, but that goes back probably 40, maybe longer, 40 years or so as being in there.
Because it's Bobby, writes, I guess, requests the money from that, but not through the rec commission.
The commission has never taken ownership of the July 4th. But like I said, long before I came here, it was located there, and we've just never set it up differently. So,
I mean, my thing.
July 4th would stay there, but if you don't want to do these events through the commission account, then we would have to set up a new trust account.
Well, what I would like to explore is whether or not the monies that are currently in the 4th of July account could not be transferred into a new trust account, which is the Special Events Committee account. I mean, if we need state approval, I guess, so be it, but I'd rather
How long is this?
be where it's supposed to, where it's supposed to be.
It's hard for me to predict. They don't have a lot of staff these days, so it could take months.
So could you tell us the options again? Use the rec account.
Use the existing recreation account, because they do have a special events line where they run some special events things, and just combine it in there, in which case it becomes a little bit easier to not only accept donations but charge for these different events. or set up a trust account where the language really has to be something where people are contributing or donating to an event.
And the first one Bobby oversees that account?
Well, the Recreation Commission oversees the dedicated account. And we produce a budget for them and do the accounting. But no matter which one you end up in, these special events will still have to abide by the state rules and regulations, local public contracts law,
Sure.
our forms and everything else.
But right now, it's just called the 4th of July, because the 4th of July has their own...
They have a line.
Yeah, they have an account with, monies in it.
Right.
So,
But we can have a separate line for this.
yeah, I guess, but since the 4th of July committee essentially will no longer exist once this is created, I would assume that line would have to be transferred to a special events committee.
Can you do it at the same time? Can you submit an application for another trust fund and then, have a line dedicated for this and then combine, when the 4th of July goes, transfer it?
Probably not. Probably I'd have to take it into an operating revenue line, miscellaneous revenue not anticipated, and then if by the end of the year you got approval, I could move it out of the operating line. If not, these monies would go to surplus probably. If you want it to function the way July 4th has functioned, just, you'll have to leave it in the commission account and line. Like I said, the commission has never taken true ownership of the July 4th activities. They recognize that, there's another committee that works with that. But if you want to separate it out, we'll file for, a separate trust account. That should probably be resolved before you finish your resolution,
I would make the recommendation that it's a separate trust account for the special events committee. I just think that's the cleanest, way of handling it.
Yeah, we could do that resolution on June 4th if that's what the council wants. I could have it before you to make application on June 4th.
I would make that motion.
Okay, second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. And then in terms of the resolution, I don't know.
Should we just table it till next time?
Yeah, well, I guess we want it on for June 4th, no?
That's what you wanted?
Yeah. So, I would put it on subject to the revisions that we discussed tonight.
All right,
I
so
would
we're
make that motion.
We're going to move that to June 4th?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do we need a motion on that, or no?
Yes,
Okay.
with the revisions Al suggested.
Okay, so Al gave it first, and anybody with a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me see if we can squeeze one more before
We
7.
just have consent agenda.
What was that?
The consent agenda. Work session.
Yeah. You want to take care of that right now?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. You want to pick up on that, the work session consent agenda? You want the tax...
We have two items that we sent the mayor and council information on, the form of the tax bill stuffer and a recommendation from your emergency management coordinator to appoint Stu Heinziger as the volunteer deputy emergency management coordinator. They're both listed under consent agenda, work session consent agenda.
I'm going to ask, can we table the approve the appointment to the, is this a must here?
He's here. He just stepped in and
No one
stepped
did.
out.
Okay, was that,
Sam could
Stewart.
swear him in.
Walking in?
I
Hensinger.
said you could swear him in, I guess.
Okay.
all right, is this Sandy already approved this then?
Yeah.
Oh, I did, okay.
Well, we would list him for appointment at our June 4th meeting. He could be sworn in at that time.
He has to say he approved it. I don't know, Councilman, I didn't know.
This was at Tom Smith's recommendation.
Yeah,
I
would be
think it's his
subject to the
choice.
mayor's
though.
With the mayor,
It is,
yeah.
it's subject to his approval.
Do we have no idea if he approved it or not?
I wasn't here Friday, it was on the agenda.
And then what we would do is we will list it for June 4th, and
If the mayor objects,
we'll talk to the mayor prior to that time, and since, I don't know, what do you want?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's his approval.
Appointment is his, I think it's the emergency management is his appointment.
And I thought-
Deputy is, I believe, the council's.
Is it? Or I thought it was Tom's.
Oh, no.
He has
Hold
to
on a second.
recommend,
Yeah.
Tom would recommend.
He'd recommend, but it is the council's approval on that. All right.
I'll make a motion to adopt the consent agenda, and if there's a problem, work it out next time. That's all.
We'll put it back on for consent on Monday.
Yes,
we
we could always
listed
pull
if
it out
they
and vote
approve
on it
tonight.
then.
I can't
This-
vote, I can't do that, because I can't tell the gentleman to come to be sworn in if he's not going to be appointed. We could do it at the second meeting in June, right? We can discuss it again Monday night, and then whatever you decide, we'll appoint him in the second.
Yeah, I gotta talk to the council about this first, because,
Well, you just want to get a deputy on as soon as possible, for all obvious reasons. And I think a vacation is planned by the emergency management coordinator as well. Okay.
He's deputy. That was my understanding. That's why Eric Gillian's deputy.
Yeah, Tom's taking a few vacations.
yeah, but I think he can get back in because of that.
I don't know.
All right, that's the only thing why I'm holding
Yeah,
on.
I don't know.
What do you want to do?
Well, let's table it then, so we're sure as to
Yeah, I don't want to...
the proper mechanism.
Yeah.
Well, what's the question?
Who played Lumpy on Leave It to Beaver?
Did he play Lumpy on? I'm sorry, that
No,
was
the question
time.
was that we're doing the, this, I just gotta break the whole tension here. The approval of the appointment of Stuart Heinzinger.
Yeah.
We're just gonna table it now because there was a discussion that, this is the mayor or the council's appointment on this, and we just want to put it towards the June 4th meeting, right?
Yes.
All right. That's basically it right now. We're just gonna kind of table it for...
Okay, just a
Yeah.
motion second, and we'll ice
Is there a question about him?
No, we just, it's something that,
Why does it get put on the consent, then we table it?
we're not sure if that's a mayor's approval or the council's approval on it. That's basically it. All right.
We have motion second to table?
We got a motion?
So moved.
All in favor?
Jen, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I don't know. State barriers. That's my understanding. Oh, we...
We're good?
Tax bill stuff.
Yeah.
We have a motion
The
for
mayor's
tax bill stuffer.
That's my understanding.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. All right, what we'll do is council reports, mayor reports, we're gonna hold off on those till...
Yeah, we have our...
Mayor's not here.
interview.
Okay, we're gonna go right into the interview. You have yours?
What's that?
We're gonna hold off on that.
I have no report anyway.
Yeah, I have no report.
Okay, we're gonna hold off on the council and mayors and there, okay. Public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right now, we're open to the public. Any comments on anything? Anybody?
Come on,
Okay,
Vito.
Nothing.
as
speak Italian, as you must not understand.
as we can see...
I'll understand enough.
As we can see, there's no motion, there's no comment from the public. So I have a motion to close it, close the meeting to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and at this point, I'd like to make a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
All in favor?